Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the Koogs podcast. This is episode 945. I don't know, but it is currently May 11th. What the fuck? It is March 11th, dude. I don't know what month it is, and I don't know what episode this is. This is fucking, we're killing it. This is a hot start today, boys. But what's going on? Welcome back to the podcast. Glad to have you guys listening again. If you are, if you're not listening, then fuck you. But, yeah, man, it's Sunday. I'm recording this at 5 o'clock p.m. Just going to try and get this up. I am not doing video for this one. I'm just going to do audio. I'm really exhausted. Don't really want to set up the whole video thing and import it and all that stuff. So I'm being a lazy bitch again, and I'm just going to do audio for this one. But I hope you enjoy it regardless. But anyway, what was I going to talk about? Oh, the big news. The big news for me today. Not really today, it happened yesterday, but I officially dropped my first wave of merchandise. That's right, Koogs has merch, and you can bet your ass it is selling like a god church. Wow. No, actually, I don't even know. I really haven't paid attention to the numbers at all, because I feel like if I look at how many I've sold or how much like profit I've made or anything like that, it's gonna kind of take away from like I'm gonna be way too focused on it, sort of thing. Like I'm just happy that I've been able to put out some merchandise and some apparel that I would actually wear, because that was the biggest thing holding me back from doing merchandise. Like I've had people talk to me all the way back in like Christmas and Thanksgiving, and they were saying like, yo man, it's a holiday season, when are we gonna get that Koogs merch? And I was like, I don't know, man, maybe it'll come soon. But I didn't really know how about to go, like, with making it. My buddy Ryan and I, we sat down and we kind of had some sketches. Like, he originally had, like, the 46 hexagon sort of deal, like, in his sketches. And then I kind of ran with it and kind of made it in my own thing. So I guess he was pretty much who conceived that whole thing. So shout out to Ryan. But, yeah, the merch is really cool. I really like it. I would be wearing it on this podcast if I was filming it, but I'm not, and I'm just wearing a blue t-shirt, so my merch sucks. I don't even wear it. But yeah, I really like it. The biggest thing is just I wanted something where I could actually wear it and not feel like I was wearing something corny. Like if I had a shirt that had right on the front of it be like, "Ooh, I'm a cougar," like I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't wear that in public. This one, I really like the design of it. I really like how it's just clean, it's simple, it's basic. So I'm excited that some people have been telling me they really like it and they're ordering it and all that stuff. So if you have ordered it, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I definitely want to do more in the future, but I'm just focusing on this first little wave. And man, I didn't know how much of a task it was going to be doing this merch stuff, man. Like, it's tough. Like, getting a design that you're actually happy with, figuring out when the right time to push it live is, like, there's so much that goes into it that I wasn't ready for. And, I wanted to, it's just something that I really wanted to do before the next MLB game comes out, because at the end of March, early April, even into May, my channel is going to get a lot of exposure from the new game. So I really want to take advantage of that and see who is interested in grabbing any sort of that merchandise. So if you have bought it, once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that has told me they like the new logo and the new merch designs and all that stuff. Really nice of you guys. If you're interested in seeing it and you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave a link to it in the description, but chances are you've probably already seen the way it looks. So thank you again. But yeah, man, that was the big thing. That was the big thing for this week, is that getting the merchandise out and announcing it. And, it's a really stressful experience, because you don't know if people are going to like it. You don't know how they're going to respond to the way the design looks. Not everybody has the same stylistic, choices. So it's just, I wanted something that I was happy with. So yeah, that was fun. That was a fun, task that I had most of this week, is just getting that set up, getting that worked on. So that was fun. But all right, so what I really wanted to do on this podcast is, there was something I saw on Twitter this morning, Today is Selection Sunday for the NCAA March Madness bracket, and I hate college basketball. I can't stand watching it. It's so many teams. I can't keep up with anything. There's just so much literally to think about and do, and it's like spring training for baseball. It's just like I don't like college basketball, and I don't like March Madness, but I do like brackets. I really like making brackets and filling out brackets and kind of predicting champions. I really like doing that. So what somebody did actually is I saw a Twitter moment of somebody made a March Madness bracket, but for Kanye West songs. So I filled mine out. I'll put a picture of it up somewhere. Actually, I don't know if I will or not, but there's going to be the link to it's in the description if you want to see what the 64 song Kanye bracket is. And I'm going to go through this bracket and I'm going to tell you guys what my picks are for everything. So yeah, this should be pretty fun. So if you guys want to fill it out and then compare it as I go along, I recommend pausing this podcast, filling it out, and then you can listen to me as I go through it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get into it. So you have 4 divisions. So you have 4 16 song divisions. So you have the Northwest. Wow, Northwest. Oh, I have a lisp now. You have the Northwest division, the Donda division, the Chicago division, and the Saint division. So we're going to start with the Northwest. So you've got the 1 and the 16 seed. You've got Can't Tell Me Nothing. Dude, I'm fucking up hard today. This is so bad. This is not my best work at at podcasting, apparently. But yeah, so we're going to start off in the Northwest division. You've got the first seed, which is Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Amazing. Now, Can't Tell Me Nothing, such a banger, man. It's just, I remember listening to that song when it was playing in The Hangover, when I saw The Hangover in theaters. That was crazy. So Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Amazing. Amazing is such a dope song as well. Like that Jeezy verse, like, oh man, this one's tough to pick against because these are both like iconic Kanye songs, like So Amazing, It's Amazing, but then you got Nah, 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 Wait Till I Get My Money Right. Overall, for this one, I gotta go Can't Tell Me Nothing. I think that one's just too much of a banger. It's one of Kanye's most classic songs. I gotta go there. All right, then the next round, you have So Appalled versus Never Let Me Down. This one was tough for me too, dudes. No, So Appalled is such a dope song. Like, I'm so appalled, spalled, and ball. Like, that whole verse from Kanye is sick. But then Never Let Me Down is, like, off College Dropout. He's got Jay-Z on that track. I mean, he's got Jay-Z on So Appalled as well. But, I mean, I think Never Let Me Down was such a fire track off of of College Dropout. I think I got to go with that one. As much as I do like So Appalled, and as much as Dark Fantasy is my favorite Kanye album, going there. So you got Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Never Let Me Down for the next round. So then the next one, you've got Last Call versus Hey Mama. This one was a little bit easier for me, but I do like both of these songs. Last Call is a dope track, but I think Hey Mama is honestly one of Kanye's best songs. And, it gets, I think, overshadowed by some of the other ones like Power and Jesus Walks and Stronger, Gold Digger, You Can't Tell Me Nothing, all that stuff. But Hey Mama is such a deep song. I love that. So I'm going to move that one on. Then after that, you've got Devil in a New Dress and Real Friends. This, Devil in a New Dress to me it's a dope song, but I just think it's so overrated. I don't know why. Like, the production is so good. The verses are so good. Ross's verse is fire. I don't know what it is. That song to me is just extremely overrated. People have that, winning the whole bracket in some of the ones I've seen, but I can't get behind that, man. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. And that one's going against Real Friends. Real Friends being the first single off of Pablo. I really liked Real Friends, dude. I think Real Friends was a dope track. I'm going to give this one to Real Friends. So the next round is Hey Mama and Real Friends. All right. Then if we move down there, you've got Crack Music versus, New Slaves. This one was hard for me because New Slaves was, to me, such a fire track when it came out. It was so out of left field. It didn't feel like anything Kanye had ever done. But Crack Music is like Kanye at his prime. That's such a good track. This one was really hard for me because that second verse on New Slaves is really good. But overall, I went with Crack Music here. I think overall it's just a really I just like the melody on crack music and stuff. I like that one. Then underneath that, you have Flashing Lights versus Famous. This is another tough one, man. Famous is a banger. The Taylor Swift line, the Rihanna hook, such a good song. But then Flashing Lights, honestly, is one of the most iconic Kanye songs. She don't believe in shooting stars, but she believe in shoes and cars, like wood floor in the new apartment. I love that song, dude. Flashing Lights for me takes this one, even though Famous is a banger. Gotta give that to Flashing Lights. All right. Next round, you have Love Lockdown versus, what is this one? Big Brother. Big Brother's cool, but I think this one's an easy win for Love Lockdown. Like, Big Brother's fine. He's just talking about Jay-Z the entire time, but Love Lockdown is such a, that song hits. That's a good song right there. So I'm going to give that one to Love Lockdown. And then this was one of the most tough decisions in the entire bracket for me right here. Through the Wire versus No Church in the Wild. I think No Church in the Wild is probably one of the best intro songs ever to any album off of, what's it called? Watch the Throne. But Through the Wire put Kanye on the map. He literally rapped the entire song with his mouth wired. Like, that's incredible. I just feel like there's more behind the scenes that adds to the overall feeling of Through the Wire, that I think I just got to give that the edge over a dope Frank Ocean, Kanye, and Jay-Z track for No Church in the Wild. So that's what I'm going with for there. So that's the Northwest Division, the first round. So next up, we're going to the Donda Division. This one has a first round matchup of All Falls Down and Addiction. Addiction is a really good song. I think it's a really underrated Kanye track, but I think All Falls Down is one of, like, you know, it's like another one that kind of put Kanye on the map off of College Dropout. So I'm going to go with All Falls Down right there. As much as I do like Addiction, I think it's a good song. I just got to give that one to All Falls Down. And then the next one, dude, like, all of these matchups are so tough. It really says a lot about Kanye and his catalog. Heartless versus Monster. Now, I went with Heartless here, and I'll explain why. As much as I love Monster, Monster is a dope track, but Heartless is also insanely sick. The thing about Monster is Nicki Minaj made that song amazing. Like, Monster was a great song, but Nicki Minaj made that song amazing. Her verse is it's one of the only times you'll ever hear me say Nicki Minaj killed that verse. So just because of that, I think Heartless wins, just because I think Nicki Minaj really brings that one over the top. So I'm going to go with Heartless. Next one, you've got Drive Slow versus Highlights. I wasn't really a huge fan of Highlights overall, and Drive Slow is a dope track, so that one was a little bit easier for me. I gave that one to Drive Slow. This one might be the toughest first round matchup in the entire bracket. Runaway versus Blood on the Leaves. Blood on the Leaves is a banger. I don't care what anybody says. Blood on the Leaves fucking slaps, dude. That song is crazy. Like, when the strange fruit sample, and then once that thing drops, I remember I saw that live. I lost my shit, dude. I lost my fucking mind. That song was so dope live. But I also lost my mind when I saw Runaway live. And I'll just throw out my bias here all in front of everything. I'll just let it out there. Runaway is my favorite Kanye song. There's a strong chance that Runaway will win this bracket for me. I'm just saying right now. But Runaway, there's so much there. There's so much emotional depth. Like, that first piano key is fucking haunting, but there's just so much to that note when the other ones actually kick into play, and then that We Gotcha sample. Like, oh, dude, it's Kanye at his most vulnerable, but also his most cocky. I gotta give it to Runaway, man, as much as I do like Blood on the Leaves. That one is probably the toughest first round matchup. All right, so then we move into the next one. You got Blame Game versus Roses. This is an interesting one. I really like Blame Game. But Roses, I think, is a deep song as well. It was kind of a toss-up for me. I went with Roses off Late Registration, but that's, you could really make an argument for both sides. That one was kind of just a toss-up. I went with Roses just because I think I remember a little bit more of the lyrics of that song. Whatever. Then after that, you've got Good Life versus Celebration. Celebration's a cool track. I think Tyler, the creator, sampled it for a song one time. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going with Good Life. That's just, a classic Kanye song. You can't go wrong with Good Life. Tough to choose against that one. Then underneath that, you've got Get 'Em High and The Glory. And as I was filling out this bracket, I really don't remember much of The Glory. So Get 'Em High is a dope track. And I just went with that. So, Get 'Em High is my choice for that one against The Glory. And then last but not least, in the Donda division, you've got All of the Lights versus School Spirit. School Spirit is more of a skit to me. I just went with All the Lights. You can't, those two that's a really lopsided matchup in my opinion. All the Lights, incredible track. Production's amazing. That's good. So the whole left side of the bracket, we've got the 32 over on that side. And now we're going over to the next side, to the Chicago division, baby. We've got Jesus Walks versus Murder to Excellence. Murder to Excellence is a dope track. That's a really great track, but Jesus Walks, dude. Jesus Walks, yes, 100% every time. Jesus Walks easily taken the first round against Murder to Excellence. Then this one is honestly kind of a tough one. Streetlights versus We Don't Care. Streetlights is a sneaky good Kanye song, dude. Like, it's off 808s. And it's really kind of like, I don't know what Kanye's obsession with lights is. You've got flashing lights, you've got all the lights, you've got street lights. I'm pretty sure there's another light song that I'm thinking of that I can't, or that I know of, but I can't think of it right off the top of my head. But yeah, Streetlights is good, but I really like We Don't Care. Like, I think We Don't Care is a great opening musically for the College Dropout. We don't care what people say, drug dealing just to get by, stack your money till it gets sky high. Like, I like that track, but Streetlights is also sneaky good. I went with We Don't Care, and I got a College Dropout battle in the first round there. So we're going to the next one. We Major versus 30 Hours. 30 Hours is a fun track. I really like the beat on it. But I think I went with We Major because We Major has, I don't know. I think actually what it is I don't like the second half of 30 Hours where he's just giving shout-outs the whole time. Like, I think the song really drags. But at the same time, We Major is like a 6 to 7 minute song, if I'm not mistaken. So that one goes either way for me. I'm not huge on both of those, so I just gave it to We Major. Then after that, you've got Stronger versus Black Skinhead. That one's tough too, dude. I really like Black Skinhead. If I was a baseball player and I was playing in the major leagues, Black Skinhead would 100% be my walk-up song. Those drums, dude, those get me hyped every time I hear it. And then, but Stronger, man, that's tough. Stronger is it's such an iconic Kanye song, dude. Although it's Daft Punk in there too. This one's really hard for me, but I went with Stronger just because I think Graduation is a better album than Yeezus, and this is the earlier Kanye is more of the Kanye that I like. Even though I did really like Yeezus, the earlier Kanye really gets me hyped, and so I went with Stronger on that one. All right, next one, you've got Gold Digger versus Gotta Have It. Kind of an easy one for me. Gold Digger. Come on now. It's Gold Digger. Come on. I think that was almost a shoo-in for me. Then you got Slow Jams versus No More Parties. I gave this one a No More Parties, even though I do really like Slow Jams, the Jamie Foxx, and I think it's Twista. Like, that song is so dope, but No More Parties is just Kanye rapping his ass off with Kendrick coming in there too. Like, the amount of bars that Kanye has on that track, I think outweighs the melody and the fun part of Slow Jams. I think No More Parties is a dope track, so I gave it to that one. And then you've got Say You Will versus Good Morning, two intro songs. You've got the intro of Graduation versus the intro of 808. Good Morning versus Say You Will. I like Say You Will. I think it's a cool track, and I think it's kind of dark. It's kind of melodic. It's kind of, it's heavy. But I think Good Morning is like that ooh, like, sorry about my great singing. I don't know. I like Good Morning for that one. I think Good Morning has it just has more replayability to me, so I like that one a lot. All right, and last but not least, Power versus Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. There's not a lot of songs that I would pick against Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. But Power is one of those songs. I love Father Stretch My Hands. That might be my favorite song off Pablo, but Power, man, is a musical masterpiece, dude. Come on. He spent like 1,000 hours making that song. The deeper meaning behind it, I highly recommend a podcast called Dissect, where he literally has gone through the entire Dark Fantasy album and he dissected every song to find deeper meanings and to find a correlation between the other songs. Power has got so much depth to it. It's so, I can't take Father Stretch My Hands over it. I just can't. So gave that one to Power. All right, now we're moving on to the Saint West Division. We've got Touch the Sky versus the New Workout Plan. The New Workout Plan is a fun track, but it's cool, whatever. But I think Touch the Sky is a fire track, and I think that one is another classic Kanye. So I gotta go for Touch the Sky. Then next up we have Otis versus, hang on, what does that say? My paper is really fucked up. Otis versus Champion. This one was another kind of difficult one. I like Champion, but I think Otis is such a dope track. Jay-Z and Kanye just feed off each other so well right there off 2011. Like, I just think I like Otis. I think Otis is good, and I think it beats Champion. Even though Champion's a dope track, I like the beat of Champion a lot. Then you've got Spaceship versus Ultralight Beam. I'm a big Ultralight Beam fan. I really think that's, besides No Church in the Wild, Dark Fantasy, that is one of Kanye's best opening tracks to an album. Ultralight Beam, to me, that Chance verse, so good right there. And Spaceship is cool, but it's not like, to me, it's not a standout track, even though it's a good track. So I'm going to go with Ultralight Beam right there. Then we have Dark Fantasy versus Diamonds from Sierra Leone. Now, I'm assuming we're going with the album version of Sierra Leone and not the remix version with Jay-Z. Even like that Jay-Z remix is fire, though. How could you falter when you the rock at Gibraltar? I had to get off the boat so I could walk on water. Like that one's cool. But Dark Fantasy, man, another, like I said about Ultralight Beam, one of the best intro songs ever. I think that's Nicki Minaj talking in the beginning, and then Can We Get Much Higher? And then I fantasized about this back in Chicago, and Mercy, Mercy Me, the Murcielago. Like, great opening lines right there. So I'm going to go Dark Fantasy. Next up, you got Heard 'Em Say versus I Wonder. This is another tough one. I'm going to go with I Wonder on this one. This was a kind of a weaker first round matchup. These are songs that I think are dope, but like I don't really care about as much as some of the other ones. Like, they're cool. They're not bad tracks by any means, but these aren't the tracks I think of when I think about Kanye West. So I gave this one to I Wonder just because I like the heavy hitting bass and the synth. I think that one's cool, so I went with that one. Then you've got Gorgeous versus, what is that one? Is that Homecoming? I can't read that. Yeah, Gorgeous versus Homecoming. Homecoming's cool, but I think the Chris Martin hook makes it more than the Kanye verses. And Gorgeous is fucking dope. The Gorgeous is a fire track. I'm going to go Gorgeous on that one. Once again, not one of the best first round matchups, but yeah, I'm going Gorgeous. Then you got Family Business versus Bound 2. Similar to, what's it called? 30 Hours. The extended, like, shout out stuff and Family Business, just not really. Oh, wait, no, that's Last Call. I'm tripping. I don't remember. But I'm choosing Bound 2 over it regardless. I think Bound 2 is a fun track. The Kim and Kanye music video on the fucking on the bike. Dude, that's like classic now. Seth Rogen remade it with, I think was it Franco? That's a funny ass parody. So I'm going to go Bound 2. And then I'm just going to say Paris for this one. Paris versus Late. Late is a very underrated Kanye track as well. I think Paris or Late is super dope. If you don't know not a lot of people are going to know what Late is. It's near the back half of Late Registration. It might actually be one of the last tracks. That one, make sure you listen to that. It's a good Kanye song, but I think Paris is too iconic. The fish fillet, come on, can't beat that. So there you go. Now we've got the 32. It'll go a little bit faster now. I had to go through all the first round matchups. We're going to get there, I promise. All right, so we're going back to the Northwest Division now for the second round. A round of 32. You've got Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Never Let Me Down. Another pretty tough matchup, but I think Can't Tell Me Nothing does get the edge right here. That song is just such a banger. I love it. Never Let Me Down is good, but I don't think the Jay-Z verse can compare to just the iconic Kanye lines off Can't Tell Me Nothing. So Can't Tell Me Nothing advances to the Sweet 16. Then Hey Mama and Real Friends, kind of similar tracks to me. It's Kanye being a little bit more vulnerable, saying on Real Friends, he's saying like, who are your real friends? You can't trust anybody at sometimes. Like, I had cousins that stole my laptop and shit. But then he's just heartbroken on Hey Mama, and it's like a song dedicated to his mom, and he really just gets it good. So I'm gonna go Hey Mama for that one. Hey Mama advances to the Sweet 16. Then you got Crack Music and Flashing Lights. Crack Music versus New Slaves was tough for me, but Flashing Lights versus Crack Music is not as tough. Flashing Lights definitely takes that one, advances to the Sweet 16. Then you've got Love Lockdown and Through the Wire. Oh, this is a really tough one, dude. I love Through the Wire. I love Love Lockdown. I think, like I said, I think with what I said in the first round about Through the Wire, it has to be acknowledged that it was a bit more, there's a lot more behind the scenes going on in that song, but that's compared to No Church in the Wild. There's also a lot of behind the scenes stuff in Love Lockdown, and I just think as for pure sound of the song, I gotta go Love Lockdown. I think that one's just dope. I'm going to Love Lockdown. I'm knocking out Through the Wire early. Probably a controversial decision, but I'm sorry. Had to do it. All right, so that's the Sweet 16 for Northwest. Now we're going back down to Donda. First round, we have All Falls Down versus Heartless. All Falls Down, great track. It definitely beats out Addiction. I don't know if it beats out Heartless, though. Heartless, to me, is another iconic Kanye track. It's vulnerable Kanye. He's sad. He's upset. He's confused. All Falls Down is kind of him just like, I'm motherfucking Kanye West. Welcome to the party. So I'm going to go Heartless right there and knock off All Falls Down. Then we've got Drive Slow versus Runaway. Drive Slow, dope track. I think it definitely beats out Highlights. Definitely does not beat out Runaway, though. That's an easy win in my book for Runaway. Runaway has a tough first round against Blood on the Leaves. Then it goes against Drive Slow. And then I think it just takes that and easily goes to the Sweet 16. All right, then you have Roses versus Good Life. Another kind of easy decision for me right here. Roses is a good track, but Good Life is just there's too much. There's just too much goodness in Good Life. I got to throw that track into the Sweet 16. And then Get 'Em High versus All of the Lights, another pretty easy matchup. Get 'Em High is a fun track. It's got some good bass in there, good melody. The multiple artists singing on that hook I'm sorry, I'm mixing that up. But like, I think All the Lights has just so much. There's just so much production there that I got to move that on to face Good Life. So that's the Sweet 16 for Donda. Then we're moving on to what is this? Yeah, this is Chicago division. You've got Jesus Walks versus We Don't Care. Like I said about We Don't Care against Streetlights, good opening track for College Dropout, but I think Jesus Walks is just still miles above it. Jesus Walks is one of the most incredible rap tracks of all time. Kanye just saying, yo, why the fuck can't I rap about Jesus? It's too good. I gotta give Jesus Walks the edge right there. Jesus Walks to the Sweet 16. And then it can face off the winner between We Major and Stronger. Tough one, honestly. Tough one, but I think Stronger does take the edge right here over We Major. Like I was saying about We Major versus 30 Hours. We Major's a long track. It's tough to be invested for that long unless you're really listening to the lyrics, you're really into the beat. It can be tough to stay in it, even though there's dope rappers, there's dope artists on that track. I'm not taking anything away from it. I think against Stronger, with Stronger being like an anthem off of the Graduation album, I gotta go Stronger on that one. So Stronger moves on to the Sweet 16. Then you've got Gold Digger versus No More Parties. Another tough one, dude. I love No More Parties, particularly because I'm a huge Kendrick fan and a huge Kanye fan. And Gold Digger is one of Kanye's most classic songs. I just think that the hook on Gold Digger, as much as I love the bars and Kanye just going full rap mode on No More Parties, I think the iconic hook of Gold Digger I think it separates it from No More Parties. So I think Gold Digger does advance into the Sweet 16. Then you have Good Morning versus Power, two productions that I really like, but Power kind of overpowers Good Morning in what it's overall, showcasing its strengths. Power is all about its production, its attention to detail. Good Morning is the intro to the album. It's kind of, all right, yo, let's get this shit going. Good morning. Welcome to the fucking show. I think Power just has so much going for it, and I think there's just a lot more there. So I'm going to go Power for the Sweet 16. All right, so that is the Chicago division. Now we're going to go to the Saint division. First round, Touch the Sky versus Otis. Touch the Sky, man. Great production. Great song. Great song. But Otis, dude, I love Otis. I love Jay-Z and Kanye's energy together on that song. I think they each make each other better on that track when they kind of bounce back and forth. Otis is so good. That video of them with the American flag on the building in the background, driving in the cars and stuff. It's just a fun track. It's so dope, and it's got good bars in there too. So I'm gonna put Otis over Touch the Sky. Then you've got Ultralight Beam versus Dark Fantasy. One of the toughest second round matchups right here. Two opening tracks that I just love to death. Dark Fantasy with the Nicki Minaj intro, the Can I Get Much Higher, the opening lines, the all that stuff. But Ultralight Beam, man, it's just very simple. Boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. And then it's got the chants verse, and then it's got the choir in the background. I think Ultralight Beam is so good. It's really could go either way right here, guys, but I think I'm going with Ultralight Beam. I think I'm going with Ultralight Beam over Dark Fantasy. It's tough, dude. Tough matchup right there for sure. That is definitely not an easy one. All right. I Wonder versus Gorgeous. Another kind of tough one. These aren't two songs that I'm crazy about, even though Gorgeous is dope. I Wonder, I think I'm going with the same argument I went against Heard 'Em Say. That bass, that synth, that hits. Oh, wait, no, that's, I'm sorry, that's a different song. But no, yeah, I wonder if you know. No, I'm thinking of the same song. What I'm tripping. I got the hook and the verses mixed up. Yeah, I Wonder takes it over Gorgeous, even though Kid Cudi on Gorgeous is dope. Ain't no question if I want it, I need it. Dope tracks. I'm going to go I Wonder, though. All right, last of the second round, Bound 2 versus Paris. Bound 2, fun track, fun music video. You know, the parody was great. Honey, that's fun too, but Paris, just come on. It's the fish fillet. Using the same argument again. Fish fillet, baby. Come on. All right, so that is the Sweet 16. Now we are going to go ahead and advance them all to the Elite 8. So we're going back to the Northwest Division for the first round. Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Hey Mama. Oh my God. That's tough. I love Hey Mama. I love the track dedicated to his mom. I also love Can't Tell Me Nothing. I love the production on that. I love the iconic lines. That one's hard, guys, but Can't Tell Me Nothing. Too much of a banger. Too much going for it. I got to go ahead and bring Can't Tell Me Nothing into the Elite 8. Got to advance it over Hey Mama as much as I love Hey Mama. All right, so the next one, we've got Flashing Lights versus Love Lockdown. Another really tough matchup. The Sweet 16 is fucking brutal, guys. Flashing Lights versus Love Lockdown. Love Lockdown, like I said, with the against Through the Wire, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes in Love Lockdown. A lot of Kanye being at his most vulnerable, being depressed. You know, his energy and his emotion is so real. But then Flashing Lights, man, same with Can't Tell Me Nothing. The iconic lines, the lines that you remember. Hard. I'm gonna go Flashing Lights for this one. Tough decisions right there, guys. Tough decisions for sure. Flashing Lights. It's that one's a great track. I think it's better than Love Lockdown, if I'm being real. All right, going back down to Donda. Heartless versus Runaway. Oh, why do you do this to me, bracket? Heartless versus Runaway is definitely tough. I think that Heartless is more of the thing about Heartless to me is it's kind of the radio single off of 808s. It's kind of the most known because I guess it's the catchiest and it's the most memorable. But I think Runaway still, with Kanye just telling himself like, yo, I'm a fucking douchebag. I'm an asshole. They're both really vulnerable tracks. I think I just got to give it to Runaway, man. I think Runaway just has a little bit more there. I think Runaway's a little bit more perfectly crafted. I got to give it to Runaway on that one. So Runaway advances to the Elite 8. Then you've got Good Life versus All of the Lights. To me, in this particular matchup, I do think All the Lights kind of runs away with it. I like Good Life, but I think it can't match the production value and the hook and the intensity of All the Lights. So I got to go there. All right, now we're moving up to the Chicago division. Jesus Walks versus Stronger. Tough right here. Tough matchup. But I think Stronger... I think Jesus Walks was so eye-opening to a lot of people, as Stronger had a lot of help from like the Daft Punk production and the Daft Punk sample and all that stuff. I think Jesus Walks was such a monumental song in hip-hop. I gotta bring that up into the Elite Eight and beat out Stronger. All right, then we're going to the next round. Gold Digger versus Power. This is a tough one. Gold Digger, like I said, I think the hook overpowered it for against No More Parties, so I did give it the edge right there. But I don't think the hook of Gold Digger can overpower the entire production sound of Power, dude. Power just sounds like every single note was tweaked 15,000 times. I think Power has more attention to detail. I think Power has a bigger overall theme. So I'm going to go with Power for that one and advance Power into the Elite Eight. Then we're going to the Saint Division, guys. Almost done. Otis versus Ultralight Beam. Otis, fun track. I like the way, like I said, I like the way they're bouncing off each other, but I think Ultralight Beam just has, it just has more ground. Like it's more of a, it's one of the best intro tracks ever, I think. So like with Dark Fantasy and like with No Church in the Wild, Ultralight Beam, I think does beat out Otis. I like the track a little bit better. That's all, really. That's just personal preference. So Ultralight Beam advances to the Elite Eight. Then you have I Wonder versus Paris. This one's an easy one for me. Paris takes this one against I Wonder. I Wonder, fun song, but Paris, fish fillet, man. Fish fillet. All right. We are in the Elite Eight, trying to advance to the Final Four. So let's see, who is the champion of the Northwest Division? It is a fight between Can't Tell Me Nothing and Flashing Lights. Oh, man. Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Flashing Lights. Two of the best tracks off of Graduation. I would argue probably the two best tracks, not two of. I think they are the two best tracks off of Graduation. Can't Tell Me Nothing. Nah, 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 wait till I get my money right. And then Flashing Lights. Flashing Lights. Brutal decisions right here. For me, I think they're both equal in the production. I think they're both equal in, the sound and all that stuff. But I think me personally, I think there's more I can remember from Can't Tell Me Nothing in terms of more memorable lines and memorable things about that song. I'm going to give that one the edge, and I'm going to give Can't Tell Me Nothing the victory in the Northwest Division and have that one advance into the Final Four. So Can't Tell Me Nothing does beat out Flashing Lights. Tough one right there, though. All right, then you have Runaway versus All of the Lights. Man, maybe the most tough matchup in the entire bracket. I love Runaway. I love All the Lights. The intensity of All the Lights is just, it's there, it's there's charisma in there. There's visuals in the music. It's fucking crazy. There's so many things coming at you. You've got the different lights, you've got the different sounds and the trumpets, and it's even got an interlude on the album. But at the same time, I think Runaway does the same thing. It paints a picture that All the Lights paints as well. Not the same picture, but a picture. But I think it does it in a lot more of a simple way. So I think Runaway, I think they're both very complex songs, but I think Runaway does it in a more simple way. So I'm going to give the edge to Runaway, and Runaway is going to be the champion of the Donda Division. So there we go. Runaway makes it to the Final Four. Now we're moving on to the next division, which is the Chicago Division. You've got Jesus Walks versus Power. Fuck. God damn, dude. Jesus Walks versus Power. What is a better song between the two? Kanye coming out the gate swinging with Jesus Walks, talking about God on a rap album, talking about why the fuck can I rap about Jesus when you guys can rap about bitches and drugs and hoes and all this stuff. But I think Power, this really just comes down to what my opinion is, what my personal preference is between the two songs, and which one I would rather listen to. I'm going Power. I honestly am. As much as I love Jesus Walks and I love the early Kanye, Power to me, I think I would rather listen to that over Jesus Walks, if I'm being real. That's just it. I don't know. Could go either way. All right. Last division, Saint Division. We've got Ultralight Beam versus Paris. Ultralight Beam has made it pretty far into the Elite Eight. Kind of snuck in there, I think, against some other tracks. But Paris, fish fillet, man. Fish fillet. Got to advance Paris into the Final Four. So here we go, guys. The Final Four of the Kanye Madness bracket. You have Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Runaway. And on the other side, you have Power versus Paris. All right? So let's do the first bracket. You got Can't Tell Me Nothing versus Runaway. I'm going to kind of use the same argument I used for Runaway versus All the Lights. I think they're both extremely big, grand songs that say a lot, and they have a lot of stuff attached to the songs. But I think overall, I think Runaway against Can't Tell Me Nothing has just a little bit more depth. I think Can't Tell Me Nothing is more of an anthem, more of Kanye being braggadocio, being like just fucking out there, like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, you know, put up the suicide doors, this is my life, homie, you decide yours. But Runaway, you know, let's have a toast for the douchebags. Oh man, this one's tough, but I gotta go Runaway. I think Runaway has a little bit more there against Can't Tell Me Nothing. So there we go. Runaway advances to the finals. Then the other side of things, you have Power versus N in Paris. Ooh. Fish fillet, man. Fish fillet has gotten Paris all the way into the Final Four, but is it enough to beat Power? Dun 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 dun. So I ball so hard, motherfuckers want to find me. Yeah. I don't think Fish Fillet will rocket that song over Power. I think Power is kind of the clearer winner in these two songs when you compare them head to toe. I think Power has the better production. I think Power has the better lyrics. Although, Fish Fillet, man. I'm not going to go Fish Fillet. We're going Power. So in the finals of the Kanye Madness bracket, we made it all the way to this part of the bracket. Runaway versus Power. This is like the Goliath versus Goliath. Fuck David. Neither one of these are David. Goliath versus Goliath. Two of the best productions that Kanye has ever done. Two of the best songs that Kanye has ever made. Power is grand. Power is big. Power is eccentric. It is intense. It is enigmatic. Runaway is simple. It has multiple layers of depth. It has self-reflection. It has depression. It has reflection. Oh, bro. When you look at these two songs side by side and you think about which one portrays Kanye West more, I'm going with Runaway. And I told you there might be a bias at the beginning, but I'm trying to go every matchup. I'm trying to look at it from an objective point of view and trying to compare it to the actual song that it's up against. I think in the finals, Runaway beats out Power and Runaway wins my Kanye Madness tournament. Holy shit, I just spent 45 minutes talking about a goddamn musical bracket. Motherfucker, that was crazy. Oh shit. Yeah, this was kind of a weird podcast. I didn't know if this one was going to work out or not, but I'm uploading it. I don't fucking care. It's my podcast, bitch. So let me know if your podcast differed, or your podcast, if your bracket differed from mine. That's the thing about Kanye, dude. You could make a case for any one of these songs being his greatest. That's just a fucking testament to his catalog, to his artistic ability. It's very tough to pick against some of these tracks. But yeah, I think I'm going with Runaway as my winner in this against these other tracks. So this was fun. Let me know if your bracket differs at all. Let me know what your champion is if you decide to fill it out. If you're not into Kanye, this podcast probably just fucking confused the shit out of you. I'm not sorry. Listen to Kanye, man. He's a GOAT. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to this. I'm going to call it here. I think I've done enough talking about Kanye West and his songs. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to the Koogs podcast. If you're interested in buying the merchandise, the link will be in the description. Also, go to my main channel if you want to look at it there. Yeah. All right. I'm fucking out of here. Bye.